Imagine this. Your father has a family business, something deeply traditional, something he's poured his entire life into. He looks at you, his beloved child, and says, "One day, all this will be yours." Sounds heartwarming, right? Now imagine your reaction is something like, "No thanks, Dad, I'm good."
Nah, I'm good, man.
Awkward, right? Well, that's exactly where Jimmy, or Kweku as his father calls him, finds himself in Mamle Kabu's short story, The End of Skill. And trust me, it's a story worth talking about. So meet Jimmy, a young man with a dilemma bigger than the intricate Kente patterns his father weaves. See, his father is a master Kente weaver in the Ghanaian village of Adanwamasi. And in case you didn't know, Kente isn't just fabric. It's culture, history, royalty. But Jimmy, he's not feeling it. At least not as a career. He sees his father weaving and thinks, "This is great and all, but where's the money? Where's the future? Am I supposed to weave my way to financial freedom?" Of course, his father doesn't want to hear any of that. To him, weaving isn't just a job. It's a calling, a sacred art passed down through generations. And he knows something Jimmy doesn't or refuses to admit. Jimmy is good, like insanely talented. But you know how stubborn young people can be, right? So Jimmy decides to leave the village for Accra, the big city, to find a real job. A job that pays. That makes sense in this modern world. But here's the twist. What if the only way for him to succeed is through the very thing he's trying to run away from? What if weaving Kente is his golden ticket, not just to financial stability, but to preserving something greater than himself? And what if, just what if, he starts to realize that his father was right all along? I mean, not that parents ever gloat about being right, right? Yeah, we know how that goes. And that, my friends, is the heart of The End of Skill by Mamle Kabu, a brilliant short story published in the anthology Dreams, Miracles, and Jazz. You see, this isn't just about a father and son's disagreement, it's about culture versus modernity, passion versus practicality, and the ultimate realization that sometimes the very thing we're running from is exactly where we belong. What I love about this story is how fresh it feels. We often hear stories about parents forcing children into traditions they hate, but this one flips the script. Jimmy isn't being forced, he's being guided. His father sees his talent and understands that weaving isn't just about money. It's about legacy, identity, and respect. And when Jimmy starts to see Kente being treated like just another pretty fabric for decoration by outsiders, his perspective shifts. Suddenly, he's not just a young man running away from his father's trade. He's a protector of something far greater. The way Kabu tells this story is so immersive. The village, the father-son tension, the weight of heritage, it all feels real. And the best part? It's not your typical African story. You know, the kind people expect, full of struggle and suffering. No, this one is about choice, self-discovery, and finding value in your own culture before someone else does. Mamle Kabu, by the way, is a phenomenal writer. She's also the author of Human Mathematics and Story of Faith, and her storytelling is just so natural, so rich with meaning. If you ever get the chance, check out Dreams, Miracles, and Jazz, link in the description. There are some amazing writers in there like Binyavanga Wainana and Sifi Ada. Seriously, your bookshelf will thank you. So what do you think? Would you have stayed in the village and carried on the family trade? Or are you more of an Accra Dreams kind of person? Let's talk in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because trust me, we have a lot more literary gems to uncover. See you next time.